Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're going to get right with it. But before we do, I want to say thank you for joining me on a day. This is going to be a very, very tough week for me because we are putting to rest our business manager. We waited until, the family had a chance or whatever. Our business manager, Wendy, she passed away, man, and I was just as shocked as everybody. It's like I just spoke with her regarding some dates that we had coming up, or we have coming up, and it was just very, very tough for me. It was a very emotional week for me, and it's going to get even tougher. So I ask you guys to please pray for us. It's not easy when you have somebody that we were growing really close. I mean, Wendy and I, we spoke a lot, and the last conversation we actually had, we were very, very, we just stayed on for like an hour. We talked business maybe the first 15 minutes. And then after that, we just had a really, really good conversation. And it's very, very tough for me, because like I said, when you're growing close to people and then they're gone, we just take life for granted sometimes. And this one hit hard. So just pray for us. The funeral is Thursday. It's actually in Washington, D.C. I will be there with the Nuji family. And then, just keep us in your prayers. This is tough for us, so just remember that. That's why I always say when I end my show, just make sure you tell somebody you love them, because you just never know, man. If anything, we learned that recently. People are here today and gone tomorrow. Tragedies and other things that are happening. So just make sure you telling people how much you care about them, how much you appreciate them. So, what's up, Russell? So we're going to get the show started. The first things first. I want to discuss some things about musicians first, and then we're going to go to the music part last. There's, for some reason, this whole thing with musician and pay tends to be a tight subject. How much should we get paid for gigs? Let me turn my little air conditioner off. It gets kind of hot in here. Pause. And I will be having this thing going from time to time. These lights that right here, man, they actually are burning my flesh. My flesh is on fire right now. It's like, because this one right here, this thing it's like the sun just shining down on me. But anyway, this post was left, and I want you guys to check this out. He said, now I like MJ. Please, messy people, because if for nothing else, you church people can be real messy. This is not me going at him. We're talking about what he posted. He said, I've never understood why cats will turn down 150 gig for a church service, but then will turn around and do an R&B gig, learn 20 plus songs, and you're not getting out to after midnight for the same amount of money. So can someone please help me understand the difference? And I'm going to educate my friend that I do love, and I just saw him this weekend. He played in the band in Paragon. I'm going to keep this there so you guys can see it, so you can see what I'm talking about. MJ, I'm new to the R&B scene. I know you're saying, dang, you're an OG. Why are you new to the R&B scene? Because I've always played gospel music or jazz. One of the two I was playing, mostly gospel music, but I do play jazz too as well. So I've learned in the R&B gigs that I've done so far, and then over the years, of course, I did some, but the R&B gigs are a little easier than church. Yes, you have 20 songs, but you probably know 15 of them. You've heard them, and they're not really hard to learn. When I play for an artist here in Chicago named Cinnamon, when I last did her gig at Chemistry, it was very easy songs to learn. It took me a couple of minutes listening to the format and everything. And like I said, in R&B, you kind of know these songs. They're pretty much covers. And so you're not really doing a whole lot of extra, unless, of course, Cinnamon does like to go out and vibe and whatever. But that's just vibing. Most of the musicians, especially in church, we know that. But it's even 150 to do that easy gig where sometimes you are after midnight maybe, but I very rarely would ever see that. But you may be out late, but you playing songs that you already know. You just chilling. And then they give you, if you're a drinker, they give you free drinks. You having a good time. It's really, really laid back. Flip that to church, where you literally gonna work for that 150. You gonna work. First of all, the song's gonna be, and then we have the intro to worry about. That's usually just that's the prelude to the intro, which is usually like 20 bars of paradiddles, tag notes, everything else. You literally doing bass chords with your fingers all like this, look like you about to go get taken away to some special farm. I mean, it's crazy when you playing in church sometimes. I play at Powerhouse. Those of you who know us, we work for that. We in there. And really for us, it's like you'll learn the song that's already got a lot going on, but then you got to come up and create on the spot when they start to flow. We don't, it's fun for us. We have a good time, but we're working. That's difficult. That's difficult to have to play and be creative and then demand R&B gigs you playing it. It's really just easy. Especially as a bass player, we just pretty much just locked in the bucket. We pretty much locked just playing with the pause in advance. We just playing with the drums. I know that's a super, super duper pause. We're going to pause that up because I don't want to play with no drummers. I don't want to play with nothing with the drummer, not even his sticks. We don't do that over here. So I'm thinking for the $150 gigs, this apples and oranges. For church, you're going to work a little bit hard unless you play at a Baptist church where you probably playing Dr. Watts and a couple of other songs. Then they usually don't complain, especially considering that we work and then you hold us for unnecessary reasons. Yes, the R&B gig may get out late, but you there chilling, having a good time in between. At church, you just there, you there. It gets to be a bit much. Not his sticks. I'm just saying, bruh. And in church, you usually are playing the whole time. So there's apples and oranges. I'm not one of these people for to beat people up for playing $150 gig. I will do it for my friends if I have nothing else to do. How close are we? How many songs? How far out is it? And how long you gonna look? Don't have me at no district meeting where they got like 14,000 other choir. Why do y'all do that? Why not have like 3 or 4 artists and get up out of there? Y'all be trying to load it in. Pause. Ooh, super duper pause. God dog. But no, y'all try to have like 4 or 5 different choirs, 6, 7 groups, a couple of preachers, an exhortation, and a Santa Claus coming out the chimney. It's like it's so much that happens in our programs. That's why most of us would charge you more than $150 because you say, yeah, it started at 7:30, but we know we ain't getting up until 10:45. That's the difference. And we got to learn your material, and then y'all want rehearsals. You said church, they expect you to be ready at all times. And they can then decide to shout. Oh, man, that's shouting through. What up, man? That shouting thing, that's the other thing. They going to get that bump in. They definitely going to get that bump in. Now we about to move on. Check this. Listen. I say the most pauses you ever gonna hear are gonna be in church or in sports. Shout out to, don't want to say his name, but he sent me this. He said, look, this has got to be the biggest pause you ever see. Y'all, strap up for this one.
We can't turn the we can't turn the clock back. I know it's after midnight. We can't turn the clock back and turn it back into the mid-'80s.
Pause. That was a crazy one.
He said, I'm going to play that one more time so y'all can hear this.
We can't turn the we can't turn the clock back. I know it's...
Dude was like, whoo. Like, is you ever going to recover from this? I just would have gave up. I just would have said pause. Super, super duper pause with a twist. Because, Lord, dude, you heard this? He said, oh, man, that's like a super duper pause. And there's no avoiding it. And this was on national TV. Bruh, I'm sure everywhere he goes, people are going to look at him like, bruh, you good? GMWA was last week.
Pause.
GMWA was last week. We don't do that over here. I'm just saying. Now, it was another post. Now, I know how y'all messy people are. I'm not going at the people. We don't do that over here, but we will talk about what they posted. So a friend of mine posted this thing, because this thing about transposing, I just don't understand why we still here in 2025. Why are we still on transposing? With all the I'll get there. Let me let you see what he said. He said, y'all kill me trying to bash transposers. Now, I don't know, before y'all get started, I don't know if he's a transposer. I don't know, and that ain't part of, that ain't what this is about. I don't attack the person, I attack what they say. And I'm not necessarily attacking, we just go talk about it. As long as they get the job done, I don't care. And most of them are working more than all of us. Maybe that's the problem. Is it jealousy? Maybe envy. I don't see anybody bashing bass players and guitarists for tuning flat or when they transpose. And just do your job and let the others do. Jeff, I love you. I'll call you after this over. Do theirs. Because you had to add an apostrophe that should have told you that don't belong, though. But I love you. This ain't no shot. We all make mistakes. Please receive this love. Pray heart, and let's finally end this debate. Get the job done by any means necessary. I am going to minimize this because I want you guys to see it as I begin to, talk about it a little bit. Can y'all still read that, even though I'm putting it off to the side? Hopefully you can still read that. I'm going to put you right there. You just sit there as I continue to go there. All right, let me say this. First off, I haven't ran into too many transposers on this level where I'm at, the places that I go. I haven't seen too many transposers. So I don't know who these people are being hired. I don't know them. None of the people that I associate with or I've seen play on this level. When I say this level, I'm talking like with Ricky or when I get a call from Marvin or anybody else that I've seen and played for. I've never worked with any of them that transpose. That's not something that they do. And part of the reason, I don't know if you could have played this Marvin Sapp medley that I've played when I did the tour with them and transpose, because it's all over the place. You literally are all over the place. If you was transposing on that, I think you're going to crash and burn sooner or later, because it's all over the place. We are literally jumping 19 minutes straight. That's how long that thing is. If Curtis is on here, he'll tell you that whole medley is 19 minutes, and we go from one song to I don't even know the names of these songs. I just like them. And then we end up somewhere else. We start off like in C, we end up in B flat, we go into A flat, we go into D. It's just all over the place. You can't transpose that stuff. It's impossible. I don't think you could play that gig and transpose unless you super dedicated to transposing, which begs the question. If you are that dedicated to transposing that on a set like that, you're going to switch and go transposing, then why not just learn the instrument and play it the way that most of these guys would do? There's no knock on anybody that's transposed. I'm just trying to understand how, because if I'm a bass player, let's say, for instance, we at a gig, right? And you introducing a song that I don't know. Most bass players that I know, especially me, I can play a little key bass, whatever. And I will watch your left hand to see what key you are, or I can look at your chorus and tell what key you in. If you come telling me to go to B flat, because that is your B flat, but for me it's an E, that's a problem, because I'm going to be following your left hand and you wrong, bro, at that time for me, because I'm looking at, and you saying it's E flat, it's not E flat. That's actually B. You have transposed, and so you calling out numbers. That's why you got to rely on the number system, because the second you start calling out notes, we got a problem here if it's in natural keys. That A be kicking tail. A kicks tail, D kicks tail, but D actually can't.
Pause.
Let me stop. But I don't understand the transposing thing and to defend it in this way. I just don't understand why. If you are a transposer, go for it. But mark my words. Mark my words. Write this down. Take a picture. I don't give a care. Mark my words. Sooner or later, that's going to come and haunt you. Because one thing I do know, our industry, especially in our community with the musicians, respect and credibility, that means a lot. That means a lot. And most of these keyboard players, reason why this is still a thing, because the ones that have taken the time to learn their instrument, they don't respect people who transpose. This is not me bashing you. This is actual factual. They do not respect it. Why? Because they feel as if you didn't put in the work to earn the credibility that you desire. So you can't get mad at people saying you can't do that in A, because you can't. That's just the reality of it. And so if you feel like you can get work and you are a transposer, then go for it. But I'm telling you, sooner or later, that demon is going to be exposed. And you won't have a priest to make sure that it's cast out. Now, he made a statement that bass players transpose. That's the part that kind of got me. And I left a post saying stop the foolishness. I wasn't talking to him. I saw his after I left that post. But I've been seeing and hearing about people saying bass players are transposers. Let me explain this to you in the terms that even Donald Trump can understand. It's impossible for a bass player to be a transposer. Why? Because transposing for us means that it is one or two or maybe three keys that you can play in. And in this wide spectrum of keys that you can play in, you're going to transpose going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or you're going to go down. You pressing numbers. So if we are playing in A flat, if we're playing in A flat and they say go up to A, with one button, you already in A. We, no matter how we tune, still have to play A. And the reason why we tune to flats and sharps, let me give you my history. When I first started learning, I learned in standard, E, A, D, G. That was standard. Every bass player who knows that's standard. But when I started learning how to play gospel music, one song in particular messed me up. Great is the Lord, and he's worthy to be praised. That's in freaking E flat, right? So when I heard him go, do, 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 da, da, he went low. I was like, wait a minute. I can only go, da, da, go to the E. And so I'm like, wait a minute, how is he doing that? And because I'm still young, I didn't know nothing about bass players. Nobody taught me how to play bass. I taught myself. Okay, I didn't have a teacher. I didn't have nobody giving me lessons. I had to learn everything using my ears, right? Which is probably why my technique is so bad. But nevertheless, I had to actually learn, and I tuned down. I didn't know nothing about down tuning in. I didn't know nothing about it. I only did it so I could hit that low E flat. But guess what? I still had to play every note. And if you know anything about that song, it goes between F sharp and, well, G flat, Janetta, G flat and E flat. So I had to learn, still had to learn how to play in G flat. I couldn't miss that. And just because we down tune, we still not transposed. To transpose would mean every key would be the equivalent of our open string E flat. That means if you guys are in A, we are tuning to A or whatever to make it comfortable. We are not allowed to do that. Why? Because I don't know any bass players that can tune their entire bass in less than a second. If you are a bass player, you can tune your entire bass in less than a second. Call me, I'm gonna give you $1,000. Call me, I got 1,000. I'll give it to you right now. You have to show me that you can tune your bass perfectly in less than a second, because that's how long it takes for you to go to your settings and see that little button and transpose. That's all it takes. Boom, you there. It's not the same. And we don't tune down to make it easier. We tune down for either lower note or because we like the tension or because the gig requires it. So it's not the same. So stop saying that bass and guitar are transposing. It's impossible for us to transpose. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. He said he finna call you right now. Dude, if you can tune this bass in less than 1 second, if I say go to A flat and you can tune that bass to A, or if I say go to A and you in E flat, like I tune to E flat or B flat, E flat, A flat, whatever, and you can do that in 1 second, dude, I'll throw this 1,000 at you, easy. But you can't do it, it's impossible, unless of course you're a god, or you're using, or you're using something. It's impossible. So stop with the whole bass player can transpose. We're not. Down tuning is not transposing. It's not. Most gospel songs are in flats. Well, it used to be. It's changed now. We're going to get to that because y'all want to be, something you're not. But it used to be gospel music was either in E flat, A flat, B flat, or D flat. It was always a flat or a sharp. Later, you start seeing some songs in F. He Turned Me by Vicky Winans is an F. That's probably before y'all time. I get it. But yeah, some songs were in F. You catch F every now and then. You catch E. Natural keys in the 90s, you really didn't see much of it. And so we tuned it because we wanted to, it required it, to be honest, because a lot of them wanted that low B flat if you had a 5-string. So they say, give me that low B flat. For example, the Tommies recorded this song called Lord, I'm Available to You. That song is in B flat. Steve Huff actually, and I'm giving back to you. Go to the second verse. There is no way you can hit that note unless, of course, you tune the B flat. When we did Hold On, this last recording we did, Hold On, oh, my brother, I was tuned to A. And when I did that fall, you cannot hit that low note unless you tune to A. So people to do that note, they're going to have to tune to A. It's a requirement if you want to hit that note. It's not to make it easier for us. Because guess what? They still got to know the song, and they still got to play it all the way because they can't just tune down for 1 second and then go back to whatever. It doesn't work like that for bass players. It doesn't. Derek, if you teach me how to play bass in 2 months, I'll give you 2,000. Oh, I might be willing to take you up on that. Since you already can play an instrument, this might not be so difficult. Now, to teach you how to play bass, I can. To teach you how to be a killer, only you can do that. Only you can do that. I can teach you how to play bass. I'll take you up on that. I'll take you up on. So I just want us to stop this whole little transpose debate. Do I think transposers do they get the job done? No. You think you get the job done, but you're really not. You are. It's almost like to me, and this is a crazy analogy, but it's almost like to me like you're using ChatGPT to write your paper. You wrote it, and you may change some words to be okay, but it didn't come from you. You did not put in the work to get the grade that you were given because you used technology to do something that you should have learned to do yourself. So whereas you could get the job done, this person, if I hire you to do a recording, I only want the best. True. But if I take you out on the gig the way I am, you gonna get exposed transposing with me. You're gonna be exposed because I don't have that second to wait while you click, 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 click. If I'm doing a transition, because one song I wrote actually does that. It goes from one key to another key and immediately back to the other key. What you gonna do? Stand there, hold it like a pitch bend? Is that what's gonna happen? No. No, I'm want to encourage us to learn our instruments. Learn it the way it should be learned. Do it, put the work in. Stop trying to cut corners all the time. Now, if you are a transposer, good. Be transposing, do the work right now, but you suspend the time to learn your instrument. You really should. I don't think that there's people hating on you if they are requiring you to learn your instrument. It's not them hating. That's actually good advice. To learn your instrument, to be the best at your instrument because you are put in the work to learn how to play. Because if you go to an organ, what you gonna do? If you go to a church, say for instance, because we all church musicians over here. I know I am. I don't play R&B. I play it for friends or whatever, but I'm not on the road. I'm not touring. I'm not doing any of that, right? I play bass at church. What happens if you go to a church and they got an organ and it's no transpose? You just gonna sit it out? You gonna force them to sit playing the keys you comfortable with? Because you gonna sweat bullets when you show up there and you can't play in all your keys. You're gonna be exposed eventually. And it's not gonna be good because, like I said, musicians, credibility is everything. I used the same argument. Let's go. Yeah, preacher's going wild. Now you want to start trying to flake on me. Struggle streaming already. I hate it. But anyway, we're going to get this show going. Now, we got a lot to cover. They bring in their keyboard. And I don't want to hear keyboard. I don't want to hear keyboard in the church that's got an organ. They got an organ for a reason. Don't you show up to Clark Road Missionary Baptist Church with your keyboard. I don't want to hear your Casio. I don't want to hear your samples. I want you to jump over that organ and play like everybody else up in there could. For real. That jump on there and play like we did. And here's the thing. They say, well, we can't do like you did. That's old school. But see, here's the thing. I never call y'all YNs. That's funny to me. But y'all are supposed to be better than us. You're supposed to be better. You're supposed to be the 2.0 versions and the 3.0 versions, the 1100s. I mean, you're supposed to be the new breed, the new models. And you mean to tell me playing in all your keys is not it, not part of it? Then you're not better than us. I want you to be better. I want all the younger bass players to be better than me. I do. I want them to be better than me because that means we've progressed. But if you are a keyboard player and you got your window lows and all these other guys, the OGs, they know how to play in all their keys, but you are transposer, then you can't never say we better than them. You can't say we've advanced. That make no sense. We've gone backwards. We've used technology to take the place of the work that you should be putting in. And I'm never going to use technology as a crutch. It's supposed to help you. Make it a little easier, which means find sounds that fit today. Not you literally, I can play. Dude, no, we ain't doing that. I didn't see that. If Babyface is transposing, then that's bad to me. Because that don't look good, man. Man, that transposer thing, that's like kryptonite. That's like kryptonite for some of them. Like they literally turn like the Superman turning into Pee Wee Herman. They Superman. Let's go to the key of A. They just disappear. Man, anyway, listen, I love youth church. I really do. When I go to AIM, half the time, I do go by and check out the youth church because I do like to see them in their element, especially the Sunshine Band. It always brings me joy. Now that I work with children, it's just wonderful. But it's like to see children in church, they take it to the whole next level. Y'all check this out. That little dude was singing with his soul. You hear me? Ah! Listen, he was singing. Look, God was pleased. God was like, yes, I'm pleased at my child. I'm pleased. Man, he said Roman Reigns. Greg, listen, we're not doing it. But that is, listen, if your child ain't giving me that kind of emotion in church, I don't know. That's going to be somebody's preacher. I don't wish that on nobody, but that's going to be somebody's preacher. He got it down back. He said Bill Goldberg, the worst wrestler ever. Bill Goldberg is the worst wrestler ever. He always getting people hurt. He do the same moves. He's horrible. I do not like it. But I love when I see children in church and they're actually excited. I don't understand this new breed of children. They want to play video games and go to sleep. That wasn't my testimony. If I played video games during church, my mama was going to backhand me so hard, I was going to be in there, finish him. That was going to be me. I promised to God, do I got to finish him somewhere? I wish I had one. Man, I don't got one. I used to have one of these things that said, finish him. Oh, I do got it.
Finish him.
I do got it. I feel good about myself right now. LaJuan said, bro, you a bass player speaking on keys. You meant to drop tuning. It's not, they ain't death sentence. Well, it is. I'm not saying it's a death sentence, LaJuan. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, well, credibility does matter among musicians, especially over here. It does matter. But what I'm saying is, I'm drop tuning. It's not the same thing. But yes, I may not be a keyboard player, but I am an MD and I am a producer. These things do matter to me. If I call you for a gig, we're going to be moving. And I can't have you fumbling, going click, 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 click. I need you to be where we need to be right then and there. If you at a church and they calling out, like, for example, Sunday, this lady was all over the place. I forgot her name, that she preached at the church. If you a transposer, how you going to follow her? There is no way you can follow this woman. There is no way. And you will be a hindrance to the rest of the band. I literally witnessed a transposer make a hindrance for the whole band because he didn't know his keys and he calling out wrong numbers and wrong notes, and the bass player is making mistakes because of that keyboard player. It causes issues sometimes. So that's all I'm saying. Now, if that's you, go for it, bruh. But it's people that believe like me. We ain't going to call you for the gig because we need people that know their keys because we going to be moving around. That's just for me. Now, if that's not in everybody's circle that this happens, then go for it. But to me, honestly, I'm still sticking to my guns. Just like I had to learn my instrument, everybody should learn their instruments. That's the way the world should work. That's the way it evolves. That's the way it should be. Because back in the day when they had pianos, nobody was transposing. You had to learn an instrument. I think it's nothing wrong with me saying learn your instrument. If we are professionals, we are the experts in our field, learn your instrument. It's really that easy. Janet Floyd, that's who it was. What if, so I'll be prepared for that. I'm an organist first. I really hear. Yeah, man, listen, you go to one of them Baptist churches where they're going to be all over the place, and it's going to be really, really bad, man. It really is. And I don't want that for anybody. And I mean, I remember, I ain't going to tell this person's name, but I did a recording with somebody. And we did a song. That song was in D. And he was in, I think, D flat or E flat, one of those. I don't know. And I'm thinking he wasn't transposed, but I went back and looked, and he was transposed. And they never let him live it down for this one freaking song that was in D, that he didn't play in D. They never let him live it down. Every time you turn around, yeah, but he was transposed. I don't want that for nobody. I don't want that for nobody. I want you to be respected in that way. Please take the opportunity and pay another musician. No, that's not my responsibility. Maurice, that's not my responsibility. I'm not going to pay another musician to do something that somebody else should be doing. Nobody took time to pay for me to go to college, and nobody took time to pay for me to get the instruments that I needed to do my job. I get that that's admirable, and if somebody wants to do it, that's fine, but that's not our responsibility. That's not our responsibility to do it. No, it's just not. Hey, but it's a new fad happening. I got to move on, y'all. It's a new fad that's happening. And you know what? Honestly, I'm here for it. I like this new fad that's happening. Check it out. Make sure y'all go and follow them. Make sure y'all go follow the Phrases on Instagram. I'll put their Instagram up there. Listen, I'm okay with the P slide. Are y'all okay with the P slide? I'm okay with it. I think this is a whole vibe. So I saw people in the comment section, not this video, but another video. It's like, that ain't of God. We're not supposed to be doing slides in church. Why not? I'm okay with this. If we was playing bump music, people did this P slide, I don't have a problem with it. Call me weird. Which is weird because I'm an OG, but I'm still progressive in this mindset. I enjoy us coming together in fellowship and having a good time in church. So I don't have a problem with this. Do y'all have a problem with it? The new line. I love it. I love it. Expose myself. You niggas can't hold a service and concert in the tent, fall back. Oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I am done attending a long time. Yeah, but how do y'all feel about this new line dance? I actually like it. I think I might learn it. I can't dance like that. At my wedding, I danced and everybody was laughing at me. But it was reasons why I danced that I can't get into on my live. It's my personal business. But yeah, I was dancing. I was having a good time. But are y'all okay with this? I'm okay with this. Oh, you know what? I might do that, Rico. I might do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Russell, I know he's still here. We might have to do this one day. When did you start playing under the tent? I don't know. Stop tripping. He can't dance. Okay, let's move on, y'all. Now, as a bass player, I've taken my fair share of L's with Raekwon, with Razor, definitely with Russell. 36251, 3625111. But something this easy, I don't know if I would mess up.
The bass man didn't want to cooperate.
3-4-3. 3-4-3. 3-4-3.
Hey, 3-4-3. 3-4-3. 3-4-3. I wonder why he just didn't tell him the notes. Oh, hey. Oh, wait, nope, we not going back. I don't know this dude. I swear to God, I didn't pay him. I don't know him. Brother, I'm just making fun. I don't know you. I'm just messing. But yeah, he said 3-4-3. The bass player did not go there. But let me show you something. And Russell, I swear to heaven, when you watch this video, don't even freaking think about it.
Start to 0. 35 off Calvin. Let's go. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34.
Bruh did 35 hits. 35. The way he told the drummer to set it up. I think that's dope. Your drummer needs to be like that though. Drummers, y'all little bit of the quicker. But set it up, drummer. 35. Take that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't even think about it, Russ. I'm not anything past 5, I'm out. Anything past 5, I'm out. I'm serious. Don't even think about it. We ain't even doing it. 35. We ain't doing 35. Don't even think about it. I know this dude. I swear, Russell, you will never play keys ever again. You ain't gonna play organ. By the time I'm done with you, you're gonna be in the back with the tambourine players. Don't even think about it. Raekwon, don't think about it. Razor, don't think about it. TJ, don't think about it. None of y'all think about it. We will never do this on Sunday morning, ever. I'm out at 7. I give you 7. That's the number of, what's the 7? Number of completion? I give you that. Anything after that, we ain't doing new beginning. We ain't doing that. No. 35 is crazy. 35 hits? No, we not doing it. I'm reading y'all comments. Please don't put me with I swear, I'll put you right over there with him, get you a nice little tight little suit, send you right over there with him. But, it was some things that happened over the past week, and now we're getting there. Over the past week, there's been a lot of chitter-chatter about what happened last week at Pilgrim Assembly's thing. And a lot of you had your 2 cents to put in, and some of it was valid. Most of it, was just church people being church people. But I've been seeing this phenomenon. I'm going to get that word right. Phenomenal. I'm going to get it right one day. But it's this new trend that's happening. It's been around for a while. But who made up the rule that if you pray for me, I got to fall? Who made this rule up? That if you pray for me or you prophesy to me and you lay hands on me, I got to fall? Who made this up? So, who made up the Phenom? Yes, that was the same group. I didn't want to use the music that they had. Who made up this thing? Where was the first time that you saw somebody get prayed for and fell down? Where was the first place? And here's the most important question. Where in the Bible is this at? Is this something we just made up where somebody prays for you, you fall down? Before y'all get started, I'm not knocking it. I'm just asking a question. Where did it start? Can somebody please tell me, where did this start? I'm curious to know. Where did it start where you pray for somebody, you prophesy to somebody, and then you lay hands on them and then they fall? See, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened over the last week, and I'm not going to post the videos here because no need for me to do that. I'm not going to go digging. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but you've sent me the video. We're not doing it, but we're going to talk about it right now. Last week, we lost some people. One person that was very important. Well, both were important to me in my childhood. You know, one was a star of, what is it? The Cosby Show. He was the star of the Cosby Show, and he tragically lost his life last week. And a prophet actually said that a celebrity was going to die. Right? A prophet prophesied that and then said another celebrity was going to die. And I don't know if this constitutes a celebrity because he has it. He's 71. What was he doing? Nobody heard from him since his NWO days, except for when he came out and was a complete jerk at this shirt thing he got on. And so people were saying, they were ripping the prophet and saying, what about celebrities dying? What does this mean? Anything? Here's my thing. I think when you prophesy about celebrities dying, that takes a totally different turn for us. It means something totally different because a celebrity dying, first of all, everybody dies. It's part of the circle of life. If you were Lion King, congratulations, you're part of the Disney cult. But yeah, everybody, sure as you're born, unless you're around when the rapture happens, you're going to die. Celebrities, everyday working people, politicians, everything. My only issue when these types of prophecies come around, it's never tied to anything. It's usually always a celebrity's going to die. Oh, okay. In what way did Hulk Hogan die bring anybody to repentance? Did it bring anybody to anything? And when these celebrities die, they die. And it's not bringing, it's never a correlation. And so for me, sometimes when I'm watching, and as a believer, it's one of the things that I struggle with is when I've always heard this since I've seen prophets, they prophesy somebody's going to die. They never say how, they never say why, they never give a real definite when. They say, well, soon, or it's going to happen. And then when it happens, serendipity, then they say, okay, this is my prophecy coming true. And I'm still kind of wrestling with this thing. I'm be honest with you. Y'all know I'm transparent over here. I still wrestle with it. I'm not calling nobody a false prophet. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is I wrestle with it because it's so, what is it? Ambiguous? Is that the word? It's usually just vague. Somebody's going to die. It's not, and Hulk Hogan died. Oh man, that turned into a whole nother thing. My back is itchy. It turned into a whole nother thing. Reason being because Hulk Hogan, I did like him when I was a child. But as I got older, I started to notice things about him and the whole wrestling business as a whole. I may watch wrestling just to flick through it, but I can name half of these people now. I don't watch it because it's the same story. There is a racist agenda with wrestling. It has been. They what's it called? Typecast black people. If you notice, all the black people, they mostly play drug dealers or thugs or something like that. They never really play anything else. It's always something to the streets or the hood. They always doing that to us, right? And then when I heard what Hulk Hogan said, I wasn't shocked because there was already stories about him and how he believed and how he moved. What was shocking to me was that all these people who look like me was going at people who look like me because we were willing to call out. I'm never sad when somebody who means harm to people who look like me or have said things that could lead to possible harm to people who look like me, when they are gone, I'm not happy, but I'm surely not sad. But what's amazing to me, and amazing to me as a black man, when I see us, because they were entertained, we would accept everything from pedos to RAP3ists to every despicable thing as long as they are rich or they entertain us. And we will defend them to the end of the earth. I just don't understand us sometimes. I really don't. Where people can say the most despicable things, and you will find some weird connotation or some weird similarity between somebody else or some weird, weird thing that you can put together where you like this person, they racist. We're not talking about them. And most of us don't. Where did you go to reasoning school? That's what I don't understand. This man was inherently evil. And the only people that's going up for him and defending him is people who he probably glazed over or whatever. But the smart ones amongst us, we read through all that. There is nothing he can say that can erase what he said, because he said what he felt. And see, y'all, when people apologize, y'all ready to start creaming up. I don't do that, because I'm going to wait and see how you act after that. And guess what? After he said what he said and he apologized, who he end up rolling with? Who he end up rolling with? I don't understand that. I don't understand us. I really don't. And we love to go for these people. We love to fend for these people who don't love us. And then we sit back and wonder why we can't get ahead. We can't even stick together against our common enemy. I just don't understand us. Y'all be the kind of people that would go to the W-only restaurants and block us from going in there. That's what I see. This man, he showed you, even after the despicable thing that aired out, he only said that because it was costing him money. If he thought, especially now, if now, I'm talking about right now, in the climate that we're in right now, if that tape was to come out, he wouldn't even care. They showing their true colors or lack thereof to you, and y'all still hopping, bobbing. Oh, it's okay. I like Hulkster. But he doesn't like you. At least, because that's what racism is. You can entertain me. You can buy my clothes. You can wash my car, but you can't date my daughter. That's racism. It's not so much what he said. It's how he felt. That's what he really felt. He said exactly what he felt. He don't want you with his daughter. That's racism. And I just don't understand that. I really don't. But back to the prophecy thing. Somebody I really, really cared about shared something that S.Y. Younger said. And he said something to this effect. She said, a true prophet can get it wrong and still be a true prophet. It's about the source and the motive. That's why S.Y. Younger said, right? The same week. My only issue with that is the Bible doesn't align with that. The Bible is clear that if he comes and says something in my name and it does not happen, I did not send him. And in the Old Testament, you paid a big price for doing it. And you can't name me one prophet that actually spoke and said God was going to do something and it did not happen, unless you're talking about Jonah. Well, I don't know how to pronounce this, Nineveh, whatever the name of that town, that country was, that region, when God was going to destroy them, but they repented. See, that was the thing I did learn from Janet Floyd. I did listen. I do listen. I know sometimes they think I don't be listening. I listen all the time. I do. But she said sometimes prophecy can be confirmation, sometimes it's direction, and sometimes it's conditional. She said that. I can kind of understand that, but with the conditional, the condition was already put in place, except for in this instance where they actually repented, and that's why God said, I'm not going to do it. So the only thing they had to repent. She said, if my people, that's conditional. If my people, that's conditional. So if somebody prophesies to you and they say, if you do this, that's conditional, but it's always stated or implied. But if you come and tell me my mom's going to be healed and she dies 3 weeks later, you can't say it was conditional. It's not going to work. You literally prophesied and said my mom is going to live as she died. You didn't give me a condition. And not no stupid condition like if you run around the church and bark like a dog, your mom, no, nothing stupid like that. Don't give me those kinds of conditions because they be having y'all looking real stupid sometimes, running around the church, for $1 million. You're going to be a millionaire if you run around the church and cluck like a chicken. Come on now. It's not the way it should work. And so you can't get mad if you are a prophet. You can't get mad for people actually analyzing what you're saying because that's what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to analyze your prophecy. We are supposed to critique your prophecy. We are supposed to put it to the fire. And if it does not add up, there is no seconds because you claim to speak for God. And because you claim to speak for God, you cannot mess that up because somebody's soul and whole being is depending on what you say. And we cannot diminish God's sovereignty by you saying something because you had too many pizzas last night and you scoured the internet and found out everything about me. Now you want to prognosticate and it doesn't come to pass and you think you're going to get a pass. You don't get a pass over here. Because my criteria for you is always going to be high because I don't play with that. You can't say, thus saith the Lord, and then it don't happen because that means God didn't talk to you and we got a problem. We got a problem. And I think because we have so many prophets now, it is hard for us to even ascertain which ones are real, which one is fake. Because if we giving everybody a pass when they get it wrong, then what? Where does that leave us as the lay people that every time we turn around, we getting called up? Not to be mistaken by because you know something about me. That I always say that I don't go by that because the devil knows me. He knows me well, actually. So I don't go back. But when you start to say things that's going to happen, don't get me wrong. As a prophet, you can edify, you can correct, you can do all of that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you start to say things that's going to happen in the future, you got to be right. Because God understands and God controls our destiny. Then you need to be clear. And I don't like this ambiguous stuff. Don't come asking me questions. This is not an interrogation. Don't ask me. Why would God have you prophesy to somebody you don't even know nothing about? You should know something about me before you start to speak into my life. And you say, well, we prophesy in part that had nothing to do with you coming to talk to me. And you know that. I didn't go to seminary. You did. So that means what makes it worse? You know it and you think I don't, but you know it and you still do it. That's manipulative. We are called to try you. We are called to analyze. We are called to check it and make sure it's right. And we are called to not fall until y'all be falling before it even happened. You go receive it. I can't receive something that ain't happened. Can we wait? And I can come back and I swear I'm going to fall through this floor and I'm going to be a millionaire or I'm going to dig that floor. And then when you do, I'm going to go fall all the way down. I'm going to hakapa shapa the whole time. I'm going to give you everything you need. After it happens, though. After it happens. Told me to run at the convention. You know, a couple of years ago, I would have said no. I would have said yes. I probably, because I wouldn't have wanted to bring attention, you know, or whatever. I'm not so sure now. Because it's too much now. They having you do too much. And I just don't think it's, and no, don't get me wrong, I don't think church should be like this solemn, holy one. I don't think it should be like that. But I'm still saying some of the stuff is too much at times. This is my opinion. So if you, like I said, I think we should do a good job of aside, and that's what I'm gonna bring up. This video, y'all check it out.
And I told them, I said, let me give you some things for these last days in relation to the people abusing the gift of prophecy. I said, if you go to a church and somebody prophesy to you, make sure you get there, look there, find out how to get in touch with them. And if they tell you in 30 days something is coming, if it doesn't come on that 30th day, call them up. You told me, God said, in 30 days. It's been 35 days. You start doing that all over the body of Christ, people will calm down.
Do you agree with him? If somebody prophesied, would you be willing person and say, what you said to me didn't happen? Do you think that would change this culture? Now, let me go back. Unlike some of my friends that I respect, I'm not one of these people that think everybody that come through is not a real prophet. I don't do that. That's just me. Because I can't ascertain that without having heard you, without having experienced what you're saying. But I do think there is a pervasive issue with right now because everybody wants to do and everybody has a quote unquote word. And I just think that sometimes we just fall for it because they get a couple of things right about us and then we automatically get that you hypnotized where you just now, that's probably one of the reasons why they fall because now you were hypnotized and they just gonna lay you know your brain is programmed to fall and that's what you're gonna do. But I don't want to be that person that says, oh, all of y'all fake. I don't do that. I don't because I haven't heard all of you. So I'm certainly not going to be that person. But having said that, you wrong. I think I probably would be the person not to do it here. I wouldn't do it here unless, of course, you rebuke me in public for something that you were wrong about. Then I'm going to respond. But I think as believers, we should be able to go to them in love and tell them, hey, bro, what you said to me, that wasn't sweet. That wasn't right. Or sis, what you said to me, that wasn't right. You prophesied something to me and you was off. That wasn't right. I mean, obviously, we can't stone them to death like they did back in the day, but you can, I believe you should be able to correct it. I don't like that some people feel like they are above reproach. They are above us actually going to them and have a discussion. I don't like that we've created that culture. I think you should be able to go to somebody who prophesied to you in front of everybody and tell them, you didn't give me a date. Don't come telling me I'm gonna be rich. And then I'm like 175 years old and I'm still living check to check. That's not cool. Can you show me there's a scripture that said is this the day? I cannot show you a scripture that it says is this the day. I know what you're referring to, Paul. But here's the thing. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not. That's just me. And I think I'm should be able to feel a certain way. I should be. I mean, that's just me. If you do it, Jason, that's fine. I'm not saying you wrong, but I'm just saying over here, that's just not what I'm prepared to do. That's just me. And I'm a hope that that's respected, because I just don't want to be, because you just never know. I mean, yeah, the Bible didn't say it exists today, but it's a lot of things that we can scripture because, I mean, let me ask you this question. Are you one of those people that believe that women should be preaching? Because that's clear as day. And I don't think Paul just signified that just for Corinth. I mean, we know there was history there. We know there was issues, but he said it multiple times. So, I mean, should women be preaching? I mean, that's rhetorical. I don't want to get into that because I got to go. We can do that later, but I'm just saying. So, but anyway, that was the issue that happened. And I'm about to go. But there was something that happened. I do want to touch on it. And it was this show, Isaac Curry's show. Y'all should go check it out. It's actually pretty good. It's actually a pretty good podcast or whatever. But he had a guest on there yesterday, and he said a couple of things that I kind of want to touch on. When he was talking about is gospel music dead? Is gospel music dead? You know, a lot of people believe gospel music is dead. And I don't think it's dead. Let me start off by saying that. I don't think it's dead. I think when you start talking about the business aspect, there's some merit to some things he was saying. Yes, a lot of people don't buy records today. You don't. Back when CDs was in, y'all was trying to buy CDs or whatever. But once streaming came into play, nobody's buying records, and you do stream. Our streams may not be as much because gospel has never had a large capacity. When you start to get to Mary Mary and Kirk Franklin is when it started to expand. But really, by and large, gospel music had our little corner over here. And it's always been this way for years, since I've known. But one things I want to touch on that he said that kind of stuck with me, he said something about touring and tours. We don't do tours over here like that. It's not, I've been doing this for almost 30 years. And I can count on one hand how many tours we've done. And we still continue to work. We don't do tours where we gone 3 months, 2 months, 5 months, unless we go away, see that. But like when we hear, most of the time it's there at most Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It depends on what it is. That's at most. And then some of them, they start to do little tours. But if you look at their tour dates, it ain't nothing like some of these pop artists got like 5, 6 dates in a week. They don't do that. That's not what we do. Not even the major ones do that. So when you start to talk about tours, that's not what we do. This is the way we operate. We go to people's churches. We go to their functions. We go to conventions. We go to their special events and stuff like that. And they want musicians or they want artists to come and sing. But the industry decided that, you want to know what happened to the choir? The industry decided that choir music wasn't selling. The industry decided that they wanted us to do more commercial stuff, more songs that everybody can sing. We know what that means. The industry decided that. We didn't decide that. And that's what happened. So we moved. The music still exists. People still sing gospel songs. People still sing choir songs. But it's just not, from insolvency standpoint, it's not there like it used to be. And it was never, and here's my honest, never supposed to be. We don't do gospel music to make money. And he said something to the fact that Travis Green, he had him do Trump's inauguration and stuff like that. And he said it really didn't take a hit. Oh, it took a hit. It just didn't take a hit to the audience he was trying to get. And it wasn't. And here's my biggest issue about all those people that even did the inauguration. I would be okay, maybe, if you just said, hey, this is to get money and to catapult my career into a whole new audience. I probably would be like, oh, okay, at least you keep it at 100. There is no way in the world you can tell me you went to the inauguration with all that hell that man raised and say, we bringing Jesus. You really think these people cared about Jesus? Here we are in 2025. You think they care about him right now? Because they are the total antithesis of everything that Jesus would have told us to do. But you go sing at they ball, and then you say, oh, it was about God. It was never about God. It was about money and opportunity. I had a conversation with a gospel artist, and we talked for like 2 hours, and I promise you, if that man said anything about money, that's all he mentioned was money, 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 money. And I'm thinking, man, when I listen to your records, it is nothing like what I'm hearing right now. Because on the phone, I'm hearing money, get that money, get that money. But in your songs, I'm hearing something totally different. And so the mindset is different. The mindset is different. And I think that once the industry got a hold to gospel music, that's when it started to be an issue. The man who spoke, he know his stuff. He know the marketing. He was about making money. My biggest issue with him was this. The reason why you can destroy and try to castigate gospel music like you did is because it doesn't relate to you. You're not an African American. You came from Africa. Your family's from Africa. They came over here with something. You grew up. You don't have to deal with the struggle. So, of course, this stuff doesn't mean anything to you. You can get with these people and sing praises straight up vertically and not horizontally, because the horizontal, you're not relating to that. You don't know about struggle. Keep your head up or hold on and be strong. You don't know anything about being encouraged. No matter what's going on, he'll make it all right, but you got to hold on. You don't know anything about these songs because that's not your struggle. You came over here with money. Your people had money, and the only thing you cared about was getting money, and you didn't care nothing about our culture because that's our culture, African-American culture. That's where we came from, and that's what we know. We have a connection to this music. Maybe not monetarily, which is a whole nother discussion. But we do have a connection. Because I don't see you going to any of these major conventions and singing that stuff all day long. So eventually, it's going to get to us. They all got choirs. They're going to sing choir music. Choir music ain't dead. It's still here. It's only, if you want to say it's dead as far as industry, we can have a discussion. Because people like you know that we sing too hard and we do too much. No, we sing in a way that other people can't do, that the people you're trying to reach can't do. Because you saying y'all diverse, but you hiring white writers, white producers. Where are the Latino producers? Where are the people that's bringing that? It's not diverse. It's really, for one, it's CCM, which was started by people who don't look like me. That's what it is. And you pretty much said it. So as somebody who does gospel music, I was really kind of offended by that. But then when he said, now that I know, he ain't one of us. He not like us. So, of course, he's not going to feel like we feel. He's all about that. And which brings me to this. You needed a gospel artist, probably our most elite gospel artist, to bring more notoriety to what you were doing. Isn't that not ironic? You used Kirk Franklin. Your words, not mine. You said Kirk Franklin. Y'all got something from him. He got something from you. I can't imagine what he got from you, because Kirk Franklin was larger than life before you. You forget he did Stomp? He was larger than life before you. So I don't know where you got that from, but that's your opinion. You were entitled to it. I just disagree. But you needed Kirk Franklin to catapult you into another realm. And he was a gospel artist. And you used that to do it. Smart business move. But you are not allowed to say that gospel music is dead when you ride the coattails to get where you try to go, like Magic City. Let me go on here and say it. I mean Magic City, wow. Maverick City. And not personally, but I'm saying I don't care for CCM. It does nothing for me. It does nothing for me. Because before I see, y'all know Maverick City and y'all know these new guys, whatever. I go back all the way to Amy Grant and all of those people when it was nothing. But now all of a sudden we want to assimilate to them. But nobody's assimilating to us. And so, yet again, we're willing to toss our culture away and denigrate it and down it and let other people who not like us down it. When that man said he was a Trump supporter, I really could have stopped listening then. Because there is nothing you can say to me after that. Especially now. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say after that. So even though he said some things that I agree from a business standpoint, I used to work with a friend. He's a millionaire, and I used to work, and I did A&R, I wrote contracts, I did all of that. So I do understand the business. I ain't no novice at this. I do understand some things. I've been around this thing pretty much my whole life. I've seen my family do it. I've seen people around me do it. I've seen them do it. I've been around New G Long. I've seen them do it. I've seen all this stuff go right before my face. And what people don't know, we did amazing. That song did great for us because it reached that other audience. That whole record did great for us, but it wasn't us. It wasn't us, because y'all still want to sing Celebrate the King off that record. Y'all still want us to do, oh, without the Lord I could. Y'all want to hear Amazing, but at the end of the day, that's really us. Choir Master is us. That's what we wanted to do. We ain't been doing no CCM since then. Not really. We did that one song that we did on Choir Master. What's the name of that song? I'm ready, get ready. We don't even do that song. I'm not saying it's a horrible song. I think it's a great song. We don't do CCM. We don't. And I think that's what he was saying was kind of like a shot at people who do gospel music. He said choir music is dry. It's not dry. You just don't relate to it. It's not you. So, of course, because yo, guy, you want to make money, and I'm going to close with this. Yeah, I'm going to close now. I'm going to close. You don't do gospel music to make money. That's not why we do gospel music. You can make money doing gospel music, but I'm telling you right now, if that is your motivation to do gospel music, then you missed the whole reason why we do it. I know some people say it ain't really gospel. Y'all getting on my nerves. I know that's not gospel. I'm saying the genre that you know to be called gospel. So don't split hairs over here. But you don't do this to make money, because historically it's never really made much money. You do this because you like to sing, you like to do the music, and everything else that goes along with that. The same reason why fusion jazz artists do fusion jazz. They know they ain't gonna make no money, but they enjoy doing it. You don't do this to make money. And I thought we were supposed to represent something totally different. We don't do this for money. So regardless, for all these people talking about selling records and packing out stadiums, we don't pack out stadiums. We don't really do stadiums. Most of us do churches and convention centers. We don't do stadiums. We don't do those large edifices where they got 18,000. We don't do that because that's not our thing. And it's okay if that is your thing, and that's okay if that's what you want to reach, but you do not denigrate us because that's not the avenue we chose to go. It's not. It's not. And I guarantee you, if I take a little stroll up Chicago to all these churches, you're probably going to hear more gospel songs than you do that, except for when praise and worship happen. That's the only time. But after that, most of these churches, you're going to hear gospel. And that's the way it should be for us, because that's what we relate to. I'm sick and tired of us always accommodating other people while they meanwhile pee on us from a great height. That's not cool. Hey D, what's your thoughts on the fact that he's basically saying that we're supporting quartet choir music? And that's the thing, man. I mean, in what way are we not supporting choir music? I mean, because they have a larger, because he's reaching those people. He's reaching people like that. They don't care about our music, but we support each other. We do get streams. And you think we would be signing these deals? You think we'd be ready to do more records if people wasn't listening to us? Yeah, a lot of gospel artists, they chose to go underground because they really, some of them, what he left out is, some of them figured out that there's really no money for them even after they sell records. They figured that part out too. He left that little tidbit out. And really, to be honest with you, that's on the artist, because you're supposed to negotiate for yourselves. That's a whole nother life right there. But a lot of people chose to go underground. They chose to cut out the record label and do it on their own. And what usually happens is, and you know this, Maurice, as much as everybody else, the big record label say, okay, let me see you do it, because they can blackball you. They'll just buy up all the spots, which they're not supposed to do legally. They'll just buy up all the spots, and then you won't have anything. They'll just bury you. And then considering the fact that a lot of us don't know how to market. And I don't understand that, because social media is really, really great for it. But nevertheless, It's some reasons. But when I go to Quartet and go to Chicago on the West Side, they support Quartet. They do support them. Like I said, our genre is never, it's not big at all. It's really small, really, really small. So we not going to get that whole large group that rock and hip hop and Christian music get, because we don't do that. We're small genre. For crying out loud, blacks in total over here are only 11% of the population. So you can start with that little tidbit right there and then figure out why gospel music is not explosive like that. Doing our stuff. Some of them. Now, did I agree with everything he said? No. I disagree with a lot of it. But he did make some great points. So my question would be, as gospel artists, what do we need to do to make sure? Like, he want us to dumb our singing down. That's never going to happen. That was never us. I don't see them trying to dumb down none of our legendary art. Crazy. So no, it's not that. It's not that. I don't think it's that. So, but I really want to know from you, what do you think we need to do as gospel artists? Do we need to change how we go about? Do you think we've tried CCM as gospel artists? It don't work for us. It don't. I mean, I remember y'all, and I love You for Praise. I don't think y'all remember You for Praise, but they was killing. Then they switched to start going to CCM. But at the end of the day, it still ain't doing what Maverick City and Magic City's doing. It's still not. So what do you think the real reason is? I mean, even Ty Tribbett started doing more CCM-based songs. Did it work for him? All our artists that tried to do CCM, did it work for them? All the gospel artists that tried to do CCM, did it work for them? Did they explode onto the scene? I think it's more to it than that. I really do. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, did You for Praise do better when they went to CCM? I think so, but not to the large level that Maverick City did. They didn't really expand. I think they had that one song, He Deserved It, really did well for them. It really did. But when they started doing J.J. Harrison, yeah, that's what I'm saying. J.J. Harrison. So I'm reading some of your comments to understand waves of inevitable music general. Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm about to jump off. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. But I just, that kind of ticked me off. It really did. And I hate that we do that. I hate that we bash gospel music like we do. I really do. I hate that this is our music, y'all. This is us. And I hate that we do. If you don't like it, that's fine. But I just don't like the fact that we just bash it. But then when we try to bash, I just don't like Maverick City. I don't like no CCM, so don't feel bad. They all in the same group to me. So I just don't, when I say don't like them, I mean I don't care for the music. I don't. When we play it at the church, I'll be like, oh God, I'm about to be bored out my mind. I like the uplifting. I like the music of gospel music. It just does something to me. I have a real connection with it. They're trying to take our voice away from us. Yeah. But I just can't. I'm not gonna let it happen to me. I love gospel music. I began to love Quartet. Y'all, I've left a post about that. Like Quartet, I'm gonna support. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna buy a stream or whatever I need to do. But I think it's something deeper than that. I think it's an underlying thing with that. And I don't want to say without actually doing more research, but I really, really think it's underlying. I think it was set to try to destroy that for us and make us come over there and try to do that, because it's almost like pop music to me. It's almost like they can't do what we can do. So we gonna kill that and force them to come over here to do what we do so we can even this playing field. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's part of it, in my opinion. It's like we can't do that. We can't do those runs. We can't play this music like that. We can't do it. Even though we like it, we can't do it. So we gonna destroy this with the little that they got. We gonna destroy that, and then we gonna force everybody to come over here and do our ABC songs. And I don't like that either. I'm reading some of your comments. Oh, last thing. I'm glad you guys been supporting me in my I've been posting a lot of content lately. Just covers that I've been doing for Nudie or whatever. One More Chance is right here. I'm going to get to that one and I'm going to post that one. Man, that song is too fast for me. Oh my God. I'm struggling trying to keep up with this thing. That's why you see Ashay behind me. She's behind me right now. I'm gonna start on that probably if either tonight, well, probably not tonight, tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna have that. Please keep sending me the songs you want me to cover. It's so, man, I forgot we got a lot of songs. So please keep sending the songs that you want me to do bass covers on New G. Preferably the ones that I actually recorded, because I can't play like Curtis. Curtis is a monster. So they can accept your color on the outside. Yeah. And my internet's acting up. It's much more. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to jump off of here. I'm about to eat and enjoy what's left of my evening and rest up for this crazy week. I will be posting this content. Let me get to this song and make sure you inbox me and let me know what New G song you want me to cover on bass. And you guys have been showing me a lot of love on the ones that I've done so far. Thank you so much. Y'all just don't know how that OCD kick in and I be like, man, I want to do this. I want to do this. But then I'm starting to understand that, hey, Derek, just play the song. Just play the song. Mistakes and all, play the songs. At least you're not transposing. All right, y'all. Y'all take care.